Bulavinaka, my name is Litia and I'm from the beautiful island of Laos and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Casey, I'm from Tabua. We love Today FM in Tabua. Today FM rocks.
My name is Selina, I'm from Tavenga Vengamba. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Pula, my name is Carlo. I love listening to the music in Today FM, in Malak Island. Today FM rock.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news, compensation claims made easy for accident victims. Affordable housing for low-income earners. And Health Ministry to prioritize maintenance at facilities.
From the studios of FBC Suba, Amrita Sagar.
Accident victims will now be able to claim for compensation without having to prove fault or negligence. The current third-party insurance law will be replaced by the Accident Compensation Act from January 1st. Pranita Prakash reports under the Act, a Fiji Accident Compensation Commission will be established.
Victims of motor vehicle accidents have often waited for years to get compensation, if any.
The current third-party insurance law, which requires all motor vehicles to have third-party insurance with an insurance company, is fraught with limitations and exclusions. As a result, many Fijians who have been victims of motor vehicle accidents have been denied compensation.
Under the new law, motor vehicle owners will no longer have to pay third-party insurance with an insurance company.
A motor vehicle accident levy will instead be paid into an accident compensation fund and will be payable through the LTA. This will make LTA a one-stop shop for the payment of all motor vehicle registration costs. The Accident Compensation Fund will be administered by the Ministry of Economy and the Reserve Bank of Fiji, and which will also assist with such reinsurance arrangements as necessary.
The government has allocated $1 million for the Fiji Accident Compensation Commission. The consumer watchdog has welcomed the move.
In a way, it's good. It's a fair system, and it will bring about more justice to the accident victims. And particularly, I think the beauty of that commission is it's a no-fault compensation. In other words, you meet with an accident, you don't have to go to the court for any verification for anything. You are compensated based on no fault.
Under the no-fault scheme, any motor vehicle accident victim will be provided lump sum compensation in a prompt and timely manner. Victims will no longer have to pay a large amount of legal fees. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
More affordable options is now available for first-time home buyers. The Reserve Bank of Fiji, in conjunction with the government, has increased funding for affordable housing from $25 million to $60 million. Ritika Pratap reports.
The government has announced major incentives for those who have dreams to own a house but could not do so in the past due to high cost of finance.
The funds will be made available at 1% to banks, which could then make financing available at a maximum of 5% for households with income of less than $50,000 a year.
This announcement has given hope to many.
Me myself too is looking forward to have a new home for myself.
Especially for us going to buy a new house, we get it at a cheaper rate.
The cost of living nowadays is too high. But the government is done. They've really come down to the people's level. I think the nation will really appreciate.
It's low interest, good for my children, a good future for them.
The government will also work with the Fiji National Provident Fund and the private sector to construct affordable residential housings.
In the first of these partnerships, the government-funded Matavoli development in Votolevu, Nandi, will be given to FNPF to construct a mixed-income, multi-unit housing development. Once completed, the development will offer different price points. So on one floor, you could have units at affordable pricing, mid-range pricing, and other units offered at top rates.
Those who will purchase starter apartments through approved home developers can also qualify for the $10,000 grant under the First Home Buyer program.
As it is, we are planning startup multi-level buildings. So such type of mix we are going to have, and even social infrastructure development, like a complete society. In fact, we will try to incorporate even smart cities concept.
The government will soon call for expressions of interest from the private sector to develop models for public rental housing. The minister says other work to develop squatter settlements and regularize squatters on state and Itoke land will continue. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
The $321.2 million allocation in the 2017-2018 national budget for the Ministry of Health and Medical Services has been well received. Minister Rosie Akbar says they will prioritize the maintenance of major health facilities around the country. Rapate Valime reports.
The Health Ministry is aiming to complete the ongoing projects in the new financial year.
We're not going to engage in a lot more capital projects because we have a lot of pending projects that we need to complete. The MCKEE low-risk birthing clinic that is yet to be open. We have the new Bar Hospital.
The ministry has received $1 million to rehabilitate health facilities damaged by Cyclone Winston.
An area of concern for us again is Gamea Health Center. We are working on to that, and hopefully this new year we'll be able to not actually relocate but rebuild the Gamea Health Center that was destroyed during the natural disasters.
More than 8,000 babies are delivered at the Lautoka Hospital annually. Acting Medical Superintendent Dr. Ringamoto Taito says they need more space to cater for the needs.
So our maternity unit is stretched to its limits during peak delivery months. Hence, the maternity unit is another area in line for infrastructure development, so we can improve the hospital experience for our mothers and babies.
$7.5 million have been given to construct the Navosa Subdivisional Hospital, $2 million for the upgrade and extension of the Rotum Hospital, $9.5 million for the extension of the CWM Hospital Maternity Unit, and $2.5 million for the other divisional development projects. Ropate Valeme, FBC News.
Fiji Commerce Commission will be playing a key role to monitor the duty reductions announced in the national budget. The Commission and the Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority have been tasked to ensure businesses are not being monopolistic.
There are still cartel retailers in Fiji. So 2 or 3 suppliers of a particular product can agree not to sell a product below a particular price. This is price fixing. Madam Speaker, it has no place in a free economy, and our government will no longer tolerate companies that want to make enormous margins through greed. They hold back the economy, they hold back growth, they hold back the ability of ordinary Fijians to spend in other areas.
Commission Chair Joel Abrams says often the benefits are not passed on to the customers. An economic intelligence unit will now be set up at the Ministry of Economy.
We entered into a memorandum of understanding with FRCA, but there were some limitations as far as confidentiality of information and exchange, and of course we can't break laws to administer new ones. So thereon we had spoken at length about how we could overcome this, and I think it is a very welcome initiative in this budget.
Opposition MP William Ngavoka claims many of the announcements made in the national budget originated from their side of the House. Ngavoka has welcomed the pay rise of civil servants. He says this will bring relief for many Fijians.
The pay rise for the police is really welcome. The education one, we are broadening the range of what can be done with TELS and all that.
Still to come, first-class ED and surgical theatres for Lautoka Hospital. And Fiji Airways' inaugural Adelaide flight takes off. Details after the break.
Nimbula binaka na yavangunga andi moala radada ranavika o tikongona taunu singatoka ando talisaka na vakaronga na Bula FM namba 2 na serre
ya dora subuni kurna bili ibora ni batu kara hambara binanga do talitakina na varonga na Bula FM namba 2 na serre
Bula FM namba 2 na serre.
The new first-class emergency department and the surgical theatres have begun operation at the Lautoka Hospital. The patients of Lautoka and surrounding areas will now receive quality services with state-of-the-art facilities. Ropate Valime reports the $12.2 million project was funded by the government.
Health and Medical Services Minister Rosie Akbar says the staff at the Lautoka Hospital will now be able to cater for the needs of the people with these new facilities.
The new ED and operating theatre will expand, as mentioned, the capacity of high-quality services to meet the needs of our population in this part of the island. I was told that before in the ED unit, if there was a red alert receiving 4 or more victims, the space would not allow it.
The new unit has 17 trolley beds. The new extension also features an isolation room for infectious diseases and a psychiatric room, a first for Fiji. Akbar says people need to take ownership of their health.
When we don't live healthy or stay healthy, we will attract illness and diseases. You don't need a genius to tell that. This definitely burdens the government with more health bills, which could be diverted to other developments.
The hospital currently has 900 staff, and Hospital Acting Superintendent Dr. Rigamoto Taito says they need more manpower.
As expected, when populations grows, demand for services increases. So for the past 3 to 5 years, there has been a steady increase in service utilizations in all areas of healthcare services at Lautoka Hospital.
Last year, a little over 112,000 patients were treated at the hospital. Ropati Valeme, FBC News.
The much-anticipated Fiji Airways new non-stop service between Nadi and Adelaide, South Australia has begun. Available year-round, the new direct service will run twice weekly on Fridays and Mondays. Here's Ropati Valeme again.
Fiji remains the top holiday destinations for many Australians, and this has triggered Fiji Airways to expand its flight to South Australia.
It's something that it's part of our long-term plan to look at new routes, to expand our network, and this one in particular is a really exciting one for us. Australia being a very big market for us. 40% of our guests are from Australia.
Visitors from Adelaide in the past had to transit via Melbourne or Sydney to come to Fiji. International Airlines' new executive chef Joel Crompton says he is working on providing the best service to passengers.
We can really look towards some great food together and some good times. Moving into next year, we're looking at changing our whole service as well as the onboard offering.
The new route marks the 4th direct service from Australia and the first new route in this market in 10 years. Fiji Airways currently flies twice daily from Sydney and Brisbane and 5 times a week from Melbourne, with onward connections to San Francisco, Los Angeles and Honolulu. Ropati Valeme, FBC News.
The Fiji Broadcasting Corporation today marked its 63rd anniversary. The company, with radio broadcast in 1957, has now grown into a multimedia company. Chief Executive Riaz Said Qayyum says this achievement would not have been possible without the effort of the staff. Said Qayyum says FBC has seen some really rough years, but has been able to pull through to become the leading broadcaster and television company in the country. He says the secret to FBC's success is being able to connect with the public. The Fiji Broadcasting Corporation, in conjunction with the Fiji Muslim League, celebrated Eid in the Park at Rups Nakasi Complex today. A huge number of people turned up for the celebration and enjoyed food, free sawai, entertainment and games. FBC Chief Executive Riaz Said Qayyum says through this event they try to include everyone in the spirit of Eid.
Not for Muslims only, this is for the wider community. It is about getting people together to understand and grow the understanding of each other's customs and traditions and religion. And this is the same thing that we plan to do for Diwali in a few months' time, and of course Christmas and Easter.
Vodafone Fiji marked its 23rd birthday with the opening of their refurbished shop at M8CC Suva. Branch manager Salasomi says they have a lot for their customers as part of the celebration.
People can come and enjoy the special price. The friendly staff are here and they are ready to serve you all the time. We at Vodafone, we bring power to you.
Up ahead in sports, knockout win for Sebastian Singh. And Suva through to semi-finals of Skipper Cup. This and more coming up.
I'm Andrea Sorbacroa of Neabu Whenever I want to tune in
to listen to great music, I always tune in to my favorite radio station, Gold FM, only the classic.
My name is Lita. We love listening to Gold FM here at the Fiji Hideaway Resort and Spa. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
We here at Kano Waterfront Lautoka love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
It was another great achievement for Sebastian Singh as he knocked out Fiji's local star Junior Farzan Ali in a little over 2 minutes. Despite a little disappointing for fans as their night ended early, it was interesting for the boxers who met face-to-face for the first time. Melita Vanga reports.
And quickly, Sebastian goes to work. Farzan leads with the left. Oh, Sebastian works with the combinations all on the gloves.
37-year-old The Razor, Junior Farzan Ali, could not survive the attacking punches that came from the sniper Sebastian Singh.
Guards up from Farzan, comes in with the... good charge up by Sebastian. All on the side of the gloves. Farzan is down. Did he get one?
Singh says he was ready for the 12 rounds.
Build up to the show, I have so much love for my father. You never disrespect the man, Even I just beat him really badly. I could say a lot of things, but I still have respect for him. He's done a lot for the nation.
Despite heated war of words between the two boxers before the bout, Singh says he still respects Ali for what he's done for the country.
Doubting myself all day today. I was having all these mind games. I was trying to be psychologically strong, thinking about the past opponents he fought and the strong guys he fought. It really mentally messed me up, but when I came into the ring, on my way to the ring, when I saw the crowd, it hyped me up, it put me back on track.
Promoter Simon Noshad says the program ended on a high note.
Well, you can know by the smile on my face. Well, it was an overwhelming crowd, certainly, and I love the crowd which we had today, and we're looking forward for our next fight, which is coming up on the September 30th.
Good charge up by Sebastian.
Singh has previously fought 9 bouts, winning 7, 5 of which were by knockout. Last night's win will extend his success list. Melita Vanga, FBC Sports.
Vodafone Flying Fijians head coach John McKee has named an experienced team for the 2017 Pacific Nations Cup and 2019 Rugby World Cup qualifier. McKee has dropped stylish playmaker Nicola Matawalu, forcing Henry Seniloli and Serupepeli Vulirika into the team. McKee says Seniloli and Vulirika have impressed him throughout the June test. Fiji will play Tonga next Saturday in Nuku'alofa and faces Samoa the following week in Apia. Now, Vodafone Flying Fijians coach John McKee says the players selected for the Pacific Rugby Cup have given their absolute best during the training. The side had their last training session at Suva's Albert Park this morning before the final team was announced. Melita Vanga reports.
Following the success outing against Italy and Scotland last month, the players have been reminded that consistency is important.
For the work that the whole group have put in over the June Test series to get those 2 fantastic results, it's always hard to leave some players out, but looking, we really look specifically at the type of game that we need to play and
McKee says the players have set a high benchmark for performance.
But we know we're really going to have to be on top of our game defensively. We're going to have to work very, very hard around those ruck fringes. But I believe as the game opens up, that with the team we've got, if we can impose our game and dictate some terms in the game.
Captain Akapusingera says they are now focusing on the match against Tonga.
Well, I know game against Scotland was a good game for us, but we can't rest on that. We have to build and keep on progressing as a team and keep on building, and hopefully we can come up with a result in Tonga next week.
The team will depart for Tonga on Tuesday. Melita Vanga, FBC Sports.
The Suva rugby team has sealed a place in the semi-finals after defeating Nandi 25-18 in the last round of the Skipper Cup competition at Nosori's Ratadakambao Park. This means Nandi has now bundled out of the competition. Melita Vanga once again.
Nandi, they've got men out wide, they go in field, the pass is...
Nandi team dominated the first quarter of the match with tries from Semesa Muondonu and Pedeli Katunawali.
Nandi, and they will run away. Semesa Muondonu in between the sticks.
But the capital side came out firing in the second quarter after 2 tries were made by Mosese Tikundundua after a successful penalty.
The referee says no, a penalty try. A penalty try for
And Alosio Nanduva.
Saw the gap, good work by Daboilati, puts the copper kick, Alosio Nanduva, a foot rise, the bounce is good, Nanduva takes it, Nanduva beats Sebuloni Lutu, his former army teammate, Nanduva scores, it's good, and super breakaway.
The side took a 19-12 lead at halftime. Super captain Samu Mbola says it was a good win.
The board gave us the win today and the strength. So it's our team aim today is to win the game, to go into the semi-final.
Mbola says they will now do a lot of sacrifices ahead of the semis.
What team come in front of us, so we're gonna go back to our ground and training. What position we're gonna do, then we're gonna work hard on it.
Looking at other results from matches played today, Namosi beat Northland 32-13, while Nadrunga thrashed Maduata 109 points to 3. Melitabanga, FBC Sports.
The Vu College Under-18 team has topped the Fiji Secondary School's Rugby Western Zone competition after the round-robin games. The side remains undefeated after facing top guns Natambua High School, Ratunavula and Singatoka Methodist School ahead of the semis next weekend. The Nandronga-based side will face 4th place team Singatoka Methodist in the first semi-final, while runner-up Natambua will face Ratunavula. Meanwhile, Maris Brothers High School, Nasinu Secondary School, Silver Grammar School and John Wesley College are the under-18 teams that have qualified for the semi-finals of the Southern Zone Secondary School competition. The Kings managed to hold on to a 31-30 win and inflict the 3rd home defeat in a row on the Jaguars. The Jaguars led 20-14 at halftime, but the Kings won the line out and then conceded a penalty for a truck and trailer obstruction. Fine and cool weather conditions prevailed over the country today. In the west, it was a fine day with isolated showers in the evening. Temperatures in the major centers stood at 29 degrees. Eastwards from Pacific Harbour, cloudy periods prevailed. Temperatures in Suva dropped to 28 degrees. Well, all the way up in Vanwalevu, Lambasa was hot at 30 degrees, while temperatures in Savu stood at 29. At sea, moderate to fresh southeast winds, gusty at times and rough seas. And for the tides, high tide will be at 2:11 tomorrow morning, with the low tide at 8:33. Sunrise will be at 6:38. For tomorrow's forecast, fine apart from brief showers over the eastern parts and interior of the larger islands. It will be cool at night. As we take a look for the outlook for Monday, brief showers over the eastern parts and interior of the larger islands. It should be fine elsewhere. It will still be cool at night. Recapping the main stories: compensation claims made easy for accident victims, affordable housing for low-income earners, and Health Ministry to prioritize maintenance at facilities. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question, this week we are asking, should World Rugby bring more Tier 1 teams for test against the Flying Fijians? Visit our FBC website to answer. You can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via our Facebook page FBC News. Or you can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. Until next time, good night.
My name is Litia and I'm from the beautiful island of Laos, and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Casey. I'm from Tavua. We love Today FM in Tavua. Today FM rocks.
My name is Selina. I'm from Tavenga Vengamba. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Pula. My name is Carlo. I love listening to the music in Today FM in Malak Island. Today FM rock.
Today's hit music on Today FM.